Yo guys, what is up? Today I'm gonna bring you the team analysis or the team builder type of thing versus Rizipao, also known as the coach of the Phoenix Sunflora, which is my week 3 opponent in the GPC. So links to him will obviously be down in the description below. So make sure to check him out. His personal recommendation because he's a really good opponent. He's 2-0 currently in the GPC. So for me to keep my head in the game and keep my head in the playoffs, I need to win this game, and that's why I kind of did a lot of preparation, but also not really, because I ended up with a lack of time and rushed it a little bit. But I cannot show you the my team page on the GPC spreadsheet, because at this point the game already has been battled. So I'm gonna just show you the team and what I prepared and why and shit. And hopefully I'm gonna refrain you from spoilers about the game, but I think I'll be able to do that pretty well. But yeah, that's why I probably have his team like edited in somewhere along the lines of to the right of this team builder, hopefully. If not, then my apologies. I'm lazy sometimes, so yeah. But yeah, his team consists of Mega Charizard X. He sniped it away from me, motherfucker. Jirachi, Togekiss, also not a core I'm a fan of. Nidoking, Excelgor, Rotom, Alamamola, Snorlax, Scrafty, Rhydon, Torkoal and Avalok. So his offense is really scary, his defense is really scary, and I'm shitting my pants. Yeah, that's basically the whole. Yeah, I don't know, man. I do have a decent matchup with some mons on my team. I think the first 3 mons on my team have a, well, actually Memswan does have a decent matchup as well. But Aerodactyl, Scolipede and Vaporeon have a decent matchup versus him. I think everything else on his team has a fantastic matchup versus me as well, because Jirachi, well, basically I'm quickly gonna go over what I expect him to bring versus my team, and why I'm expecting him to bring that versus my team, and also how I potentially prepared for that. So Mega Charizard X has a few options. He could be bulky with Will-O-Wisp, but I really expected him to be Dragon Dance set with Roost, Dragon Claw and Flare Blitz, like the dual steps. Mainly because with the Roost he can continuously switch in on the Stealth Rocks, and also it makes it so that Vaporeon cannot beat it 1v1. You will see the Vaporeon, my Vaporeon set in a bit. So that's the Charizard X set I am expecting him to bring, but like I said, he can have a lot of options to Charizard X because it's very versatile, which is why I wanted to draft it, of course. But yeah, Charizard X, I'm really expecting it to be his win condition. Jirachi, I'm expecting it to be a Choice-Scarfer, because his fastest mon on his team is Excelgor, and Excelgor does outspeed Aerodactyl, at least in base speed wise. It does, as you can see on my team. Aerodactyl is not max speed, but and the next fastest mon on his team is Jirachi or Charizard X, the base 100s. So I'm expecting Jirachi to be Choice-Scarfer to check this set in particular of the Aerodactyl, the Honeclaw set. He can be defensive, he can be a Sugar Berry, he can be especially defensive. All of those sets do really well versus me as well. If he is, then he will probably run something else Choice-Scarfed, maybe the Rotom, because Rotom also outspeeds my Aerodactyl, my Mega Aerodactyl at full speed, and the Choice-Scarf. So that's also a decent Choice-Scarf option versus my team. So yeah, I'm expecting either of those to be Choice-Scarfers. But we'll see if any of those, or maybe both of them, are going to be Choice-Scarfed. If not, then this set can potentially run for his team, which is why I brought it. Stone Edge is there to check the Mega Charizard X in case he expects me to be mono or quick, I don't know. It's just the safest way to deal with it, especially if I do not have a Rock Slap when it comes in. By the way, I'm bulky enough to live a few, well, I'm bulky enough to live an Adamant Dragon Claw, so I can switch in on it. And I've also the speed to outspeed a Jolly Max Speed Charizard X or the Jirachi, if you want to bring those. As I can, before Mega Evolving, as I can revenge kill them, or switch in on them and revenge kill them on the following turn, potentially. So that's why I am bringing this set and with this speed and with this bulk. The only thing that outspeeds me is Excelgor, or like I said, Choice Scarfers, but for Choice Scarfers I didn't need max speed anyway because they still outsped me. And if Excelgor cannot basically touch me for that well, and also if I am a Jolly variant of Aerodactyl with max speed, Excelgor doesn't outspeed me, so yeah, I'm really not expecting him to bring Excelgor, but I'll come down to that in a bit. The Togekiss, I expect his Togekiss to be a defensive Togekiss, and likely gonna be having a berry. I really expect to having a berry. Likely gonna be Cabia Berry for the Scolipede, for the Poison Jabs. Could also be a Chargy Berry for the Rock Slide and Stone Edges potentially, and cripple me with T-Wave, maybe. Or potentially the Ice Coal, the Yahtzee Berry for a Mamoswine to cripple me or to damage me or to, I don't know, something. So one of these 3 berries are very likely for him to be brought, and yeah, also Togekiss is gonna be defensive in my book because it's his only heal ball option. So I have status on my team, a lot of actually, and I can status everything on his team unless he brings Togekiss with heal ball. And also it is his most reliable way of getting off hazards off the field for his Charizard, because he can have Torkoal or Avalok. Torkoal is in general very fucking terrible versus my team, and Avalok, although it can threaten out Gourgeist, my spin blocker, it's not the best. Although it can do its job, I do expect him to potentially bring Avalok because it's not the worst with the Ice move and the Toxic. It can definitely put some working against my team. But yeah, I am expecting Togekiss as it's the superior choice in my opinion to those two, as his way of removing hazards. And yeah, I'm expecting those 2 moves, Air Slash or something, and yeah, maybe Roost. That's the set that I am kind of fearing. But yeah, we'll see how I'll deal with that if he actually brings that to the game. Nidoking, I am really expecting Nidoking because Nidoking deals with my Clefable, and also the coverage on Nidoking. Like an offensive Nidoking can basically destroy my whole team. Bronzong, he can't run Fire Blast for that, but he will. That's not. Bronzong doesn't appreciate that. For Vaporeon, he's gonna run Thunderbolt, and he's probably gonna run Sludge Wave like I said for the Clefable, and Ice Beam for the Latias, I would say. Excelgor, like I said, I'm not expecting it. If he does bring it, it's gonna be either offensive, but like something to hit Aerodactyl, or it's gonna be Spike's lead set. That could also be a thing. If he has Spike's lead, he's probably not gonna have Togekiss with the Defog, so that's maybe a good thing if he actually brings that, or brings the combination of the 2. Rotomo, like I said previously, it's likely gonna be Choice Scarfed. If not, then he's gonna be maybe bulky with something to hit Latias. Status in Will-O-Wisp likely for the switchings to, or maybe my Groundhouse to block his Volt Switches, and it's likely gonna have Dual Step. This is kind of threatening to my team, mainly because I do have Vaporeon, and he cannot really deal with Vaporeon too well unless he has the Rotomo. So that's why I'm really expecting Rotomo to be brought to the game. And the last one on his team that I'm really expecting him to bring is going to be Snorlax or Scrafty. Because Snorlax or Scrafty are both very bulky, and I have way too many problems with dealing with both of them, because Clefable unfortunately is not the best mon to bring versus team, as he does have a Jirachi, he does have a Nidoking. And yeah, I don't have a fighting type on my team. I did have Shock at first, but I traded away Shock, and I really regret it right now because I really could use Shock versus Snorlax versus Crafty. But yeah, I don't know. I don't have it, and that's why they are humongous threats in my team. So defensive setup can be a problem. If he brings Snorlax, I'm not really expecting him to be a Curse Lax, for example, because I do have Gourgeist, I do have Unabroken Fable still. So yeah, I'm not really expecting that to be brought to the game. But Scrafty can definitely be a bulky set with Resto Chesto, likely, I want to say. Resto Chesto and the Shetskin, like the standard UU type of Scrafty. With Spidef, probably some speed investment and Drain Punch and Knockoff, I want to say. He doesn't really need anything for Clefable because he does have Togekiss and Nidoking and Jirachi, so that's what I'm expecting him to be bringing, and it's a humongous threat to my team, so I might have underprepared for it a little bit, but we'll see. Alamamola, also a mon that he might potentially be bringing, because defensively it takes a lot of hits versus my team, although it is very passive, and if he brings it, I'm gonna abuse the shit out of that, because I have mons that can definitely abuse the fact of him bringing up defensive Alamamola. If he brings some kind of offensive Alamamola, then well played, then you've ruined my preparation, and congrats to you. But yeah. Rhydon, I don't expect him to be bringing it. It does decently versus my offense, but that's about it, and I can switch out on it, and yeah, I don't really expect it. Torkoal is absolute trash versus my team. It's absolutely shit. And Evluck, like I said, it can do well with the stab ice move and the toxic spreading. Yeah. Mainly because my Vaporeon does not carry heal belt, but he doesn't know that, so he might not be bringing that set. So yeah, my preparation, basically my offense is gonna be Hone Claws, Aerodactyl with Roost, Earthquake and Stone Edge. Only negative part about this Aerodactyl is it does not, my apologies, it does not carry the Aerial Ace to hit the Scrafty, so that's gonna be a problem potentially. But I might scare out the Scrafty, or he might not even bring it, expecting me to run Aerial Ace. So that's nice. Home class is there because I can rely on Stone Edge then guaranteed. Also the +1 attack really helps me versus his defensive mounts in Snorlax, in Scrafty and in Alamamola, and potentially Rotom as well. So that's gonna be huge, and if he does not bring Scarfers, then I can basically destroy his team with this. So that's why I'm really, well, I'm guaranteeing that he's bringing Scarfers. Of course, you'll have to see it in game if he actually does, or if I'm wrong about that, but yeah. So that's gonna be my win condition. My backup win condition, or well, backup, this is also gonna be my wall breaker, maybe-ish. Well, maybe this is gonna be more of a wall breaker, this is gonna be my win condition, because I'm running Substitute Swords Dance. I know that my opponent likes to run Substitute, he also likes to run Berries, so I figured that Substitute is gonna be a great move, move to have on this mon, yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Also, I don't carry Protect, so that might be a little bit iffy in the playing, while he's playing the game. But Substitute can guarantee me speed boosts, also it can force switch-ins, and it can force in his offense to break my Substitutes, as his defense doesn't really do too well, again, especially Alamamola doesn't do too well versus this. But I carry Sword Dance to break his defense, I carry the EQ and Poison Jab because those two break his offense and defense. Unless he brings berries, like I said, I do expect him to bring berries, but if he doesn't, or if he brings the wrong berries, then I can still potentially sweep with Scolipede. I'm Black Stats for longevity reasons, as Sword Dance and Substitute kind of do damage to myself and shit, so I don't want a Life Orb or something along those lines. And this spread is basically there to outspeed his base 100s again. I also still outspeed the Excelgor if he's max speed after a +1 boost, so that's also nice. And the HP investment guarantees me to live a Scald from the Alamamola if he brings a 0 special attack variant. I'm expecting his Alamamola to be Wish, Protect, Scald and Toxic if he brings it, so yeah. I can guarantee it live the Scalds. The Substitute can guarantee live the Scalds, I mean. So I can set up a Substitute, set up Sword Dance, and use the setup for my opponents to break his team potentially. Also, his team lacks priority, and his only priority that's really viable is the Sucker Punch and Nidoking. So if I get my speed boosts up, he might have a lot of problems dealing with my Substitute. So I can definitely put on the pressure with this guy on his team and maybe clear holes for something else on my team to sweep. So yeah. Or maybe it can just sweep on its own, who knows. Next up is going to be a Vaporeon. It's going to be a Wish, Protect, Scald, Roar Vaporeon. I really want to Heal Ball on this because he does have, like I said, a lot of potential toxic users. Jirachi can be T-Wave, which is annoying. Yeah, so that's annoying, but I really couldn't change anything from this set. I needed Roar to check the setup mounts on his team in Curse Legs if he does end up bringing that. In Scrafty, if he does end up bringing that, at least the defensive variant of Scrafty. And yeah, that's basically it. The moveset is very standard-ish type of thing. It actually deals with his whole team, except for the Rotom. This is built to take maximum 56% from Meteor's attacks Adamant, Dragonclaw. So I can Wish, Protect, stall that to hell and back, and roll it out potentially if necessary. And also the Spreadev investment is there to take maximum 60% from a T-Bolt from Nidoking. Sludge Wave or Earth Powers don't do enough damage to break this Vaporeon set. So yeah, maximum damage is I think 59.8%. Yeah, I think something along those lines. So yeah, if he does not run the T-Bolt, which I do think he will, but if he does not run the T-Bolt, then I can potentially just wall his whole team except for the Rotom. The only problem, like I said, is gonna be the not running Heal Bell, and also if his Crafty or if his Snorlax is gonna be the last one on the field, then that's also gonna be a problem if they already Curse Legs or the bulk of Crafty's Snorlax sets, because then I don't really check them anymore with Vaporeon, and they can potentially just set up on me and sweep me. So I have to be wary of that, and I don't have to have Vaporeon on those two as the last one. But my check to Scrafty is basically Lightboard. Lightboard does really well versus team, I want to say, but also it needs a lot more moves to really pull through. In hindsight, I potentially should have run Superpower to scare out Snorlax, but I didn't. I ran Play Rough because this was my best answer to the Scrafty if he was the defensive set. I kind of wanted to run Encore as well, but I didn't have the room for that, so that's not a thing. And also I really wanted to run... what else did I want to run? Oh yeah, the Gunk set for the Togekiss or for the Rotom. But I didn't. I ended up with this set because I felt the safest with this. The Pursuit and T-Wave is there for the Jirachi, as I really want to Pursuit or T-Wave that for my Aerodactyl to pull through. The knockoff is there to knock off items and just annoy shit and yeah, be annoying, and yeah. And the Play Rough is there to check Scrafty a little bit better. The reason I wanted it for Scrafty is because my Aerodactyl was not burning the Aerial Ace, so yeah, I wanted it for Scrafty mainly, just for that reason alone. Yeah, this basically is speedy enough to outspeed his base 100s. Can T-Wave his Excalibur if he ends up bringing that, and that's about it. T-Wave is going to be really annoying versus his team, and it checks his offense. That's basically all. So next up is going to be Mamoswine, and Mamoswine is going to be a Stealth Rocker, because I need Stealth Rocks versus team because he does have a negative attacks, and yeah, that's annoying, and that's gonna be really good versus my team if I don't get the Stealth Rocks up. So yeah, that's that. Toxic is there because this mon actually forces him to switch in his walls on me, I think, because the dual stabs really hurt his team, they really do. And Toxic is there to just Toxic the Alamomola, Toxic the Abluk, Toxic the let's see what else is. Oh, that's Skype. What else does he have on his team? Toxic his Snorlax if that's his switch in. Toxic his Crafty if that's his switch in. If he's Shed Skin, that's gonna be a problem regardless though, but yeah. So the Toxic is gonna be nice on the Mamoswine. I'm Lumberry. The reason why I was Lumberry is because Scald burns and I didn't want to get Scald burned. So yeah, I maybe should have run another item, but the last months on my team were a little bit more rushed. Although I do think the Mamoswine set, except for the Lumberry potentially, although the Lumberry is not the worst item to run actually on Mamoswine. But yeah, I think this set is pretty standard. I think it's gonna pull through, even though I don't have the Icicle Crest to scare out the Togekiss, so the Togekiss can definitely be a problem if he finds out that I cannot really touch it that well. I mean, I do have Toxic, but if he's Heal Bell, then that's not gonna work out for me either. But the Stealth Rock are really crucial. I do think that I can be able to pull them off because I do force his defensive monster switch in and I outspeed any one of those defensive mons. I think the speed was there to... I'm not sure. I think to guarantee that speed is Crafty, I think, before Jolly... unless he, even if he's like Jolly, Max Speed, Dragon Dance set, then I still outspeed it. So yeah, that's the Mamoswine. Yeah, and last but not least is Latias, and Latias is going to be a T-Wave Calmite Draco Meteor Roost set with the Haban Berry. This thing is basically there to lure in Jirachi again. I think I over-prepared for the Jirachi, especially the Scarf Jirachi, a little bit too much. And I think I should have probably run something more along the lines of Toxic and Shadow Ball to deal with Jirachi offensively, and Toxic for the Snorlax a little bit more, because Snorlax is also a switch into this and can Pursuit Trap me. So yeah, but this set was a little bit rushed. That's also why this is done after the match, because I we had to play at 1 a.m. for me in the morning on the deadline day, and I finished team building maybe 10 minutes to 1, I want to say. And yeah, I basically kind of rushed the ending of the thing. That's why Latias is this set. I needed Latias because I wrote them out, but this set is not the best set, and although it can kind of pull through if I play with it well. The T-Wave is there, like I said, to cripple his Jirachi, so because Jirachi is a very likely switch in on this, I wanted to run Toxic, I wanted to run Dual, the dual steps, Gareth actually overcome Mind, I think, to Toxic the potential Assault Vest or Bandit Snorlax. Draco Meteor is there for the to check the Nidoking offensively, because the Draco Meteor makes sure that it's an OHKO. And the Haban Berry with the Draco Meteor allows me to potentially lure in the Charizard X and KO it. The Roost is there to guarantee give him back some health. The defense investment is there to guarantee lift the +1 Adamant Dragon Claw with the Haban Berry at full health from a Charizard X. So yeah, that's basically the set. Like I said, Calm Mind should probably be switched out for Toxic, but Calm Mind can still potentially win me the games, especially if his checks in Jirachi and Togekiss are gone. If they are gone somehow, I can maybe win with this set. So yeah, that's the Latias set, and that's gonna be the whole video. I think that's about it. I don't think I have anything else to add. So check out my opponent. Links to his channel will be in the description down below, also to his Twitter. He is 2-0 currently, so I really need to win against him. He won both of his games with +5 and +5, so he is solid rank 1 on the team table, on the league table I mean, right now. So for me to clinch the place, but I need to beat him, and yeah, if I beat him with a high score, then I can potentially clinch the #1 spot back. If I beat him with a low score, I will be going for the rank 2 for now, unless he, well, I will always be going for the rank 1, but I need to win with high differential, or need to win, or he needs to lose basically for me to clinch the #1 spot. Unless I win with high differential, then of course I can potentially be rank 1 after this match. So we'll see how that goes in the following video, which will be up within the next 24 hours. So keep an eye out for that. But for now, if you liked the video, then definitely leave that like, because that really supports me, and it really knows that that you care about these videos, which is always fantastic. That gives me a good feeling about myself. So do that if you like me. Maybe if you don't like me, do it as well. So yeah, but that's it for now, and goodbye.